यह सिलसिला हमारी सरकार आने के बाद प्रारंभ हुआ हो ऐसा नहीं, बल्कि इसकी डिमांड लंबे समय से वहाँ के असम के नागरिकों के द्वारा होती रही है।
This is absolutely both politics and election agenda to isolate the people who can vote for BJP, who cannot vote for BJP.
There is a provision for petition. There will be hearing in the appellate authority. This is not a final list, it's a draft list.
बहुत से लोगों को डिलीट किया गया है और इसमें यह भी है कि वो पर्पसली डिलीट किया गया है।
सरकार का कोई रोल नहीं है। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के निर्देश अनुसार और उनकी निगरानी में ये सारी प्रक्रिया आगे बढ़ रही है।
धर्म आधारित नागरिकता का सवाल या भाषा आधारित नागरिकता का सवाल लेकर के हम ऐसे छेड़खानी करेंगे तो बहुत फ्रेजाइल यूनिटी है वहाँ पे। हमारी नागरिकता का प्रश्न है मैडम।
More than 40 lakh names out of the total 3.39 crore applicants have been excluded from the final draft of Assam's Register of Citizens. The register, which was compiled under the orders of the Supreme Court, was published online and made available in all the NRC Seva Kendras across the state. This is the first time that such an exercise is being conducted and updated since 1951. A major rationale behind the process has been to account for illegal migration from Bangladesh. Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal has hailed it as a historic day. The centre maintains that this is only a draft and genuine inner citizens who've been struck off the list can reapply and prove their nationality as well. But the opposition is not smiling. They smell a conspiracy. In fact, the TMC and the Congress took this up in a big way. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has called this divide and rule policy of the Narendra Modi government. Joining us right now is senior BJP leader and Assam Finance Minister, Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. Himanta Biswa Sarma, allegation from the TMC and the Congress that you're playing divide and rule. How do you respond?
Many documents have gone to West Bengal for verification. For the reason that they have not verified the document and returned it to government of Assam, many names could not be figured in the National Register of Citizens. So it is not the way they want to portray. Secondly, this is just a draft of National Register of Citizens. I am sure that this will undergo tremendous change once we start getting response from government like Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal. Things will change a bit, and any Indian bona fide citizen can prefer claims.
Okay.
So this number will not remain static, and I am sure that after the final NRC is published, situation will change dramatically.
But Mr. Sharma, the question also is, what about people who are finally excluded from this list? If these 40 lakh people that we're talking about, if they are finally excluded, or whatever number is eventually, even if it's a lesser number, what will be their status?
No, I think that as a country we have to decide. Because once through a legal process, monitored by the Supreme Court, it throws out certain number and they are declared as illegal immigrants, then country has to decide what we want to do. Parliament, Assembly will sit down, will discuss across the party line, and will think what needs to be done.
Will they be sent to detention camps, sir? Could they be liable for deportation?
No. They are studying in school. They are attending. Many of the people are government employees. They have property. So we have to take a course which will respect the humanitarian value. But at the same time, you have to appreciate also the fact that indigenous Assamese people, their culture, their ethnicity, their political rights cannot be subjected to be threat by these illegal immigrants. You have to strike a balance.
So you're saying that be it detention, be it deportation, a call will be taken on later. But also tell us, sir, there are people who have been living in the country even after 24th March 1974. What about people who have been born in Assam?
Suppose my fathers and both mothers are both illegally entered the country, then their son and daughters cannot be Indian citizens. That is the law passed by our parliament. So, first of all, I'd like to answer that detention is not the answer. Government of Assam neither thinking in line of detention neither government of India is thinking in line of detention. But at the same time, do you want that Assamese people should be made minority? Do you want that we have already taken the responsibility of the people who have entered between 1951 and 1971?
Okay.
Should you feel that Assam should be another state where ethnic Assamese people should be microscopic minority because of continuous...
Okay, Mr. Sharma, are you saying that these people, whoever is declared an illegal immigrant, they will not have voting rights? Once the National Register of Citizens excludes them, they will not have voting rights?
No, I think those are the via media. Even your state can take some of the load. I mean, country can distribute some of the load. We don't have any objection. So there is many formula. I think, but don't put Assam, don't make Assamese people microscopic minority. That is the whole sentiment. We have already taken load from 1951 to 71. Accord was signed by Mr. Rajiv Gandhi and ASU leadership that Assam need not take load of the people who come post 1971. That is the solemn assurance people of India have given to the people of Assam.
Okay, you know, Mr. Sharma, I'd like to put a question to you, which is based on a Washington Post article. I think the Washington Post had quoted you in 2016 as saying the Hindu rate of population growth is declining, but the Muslim rate is rising in Assam. Most of the Muslims here are from Bangladesh. If this continues, the Assamese Hindus will become a minority soon, and we will lose our language and our identity. Do you stand by your remarks?
No. I think Washington Post has quoted me little wrongly. Please drop the word Hindu. What I have said that because of continuous migrants from migrants from across the border, or wherever part they are coming, Assamese people are becoming minority. In 12 districts, we are already become minority. And if this continue to happen, then within 20 years, you will put us in museum. We will be in a museum.
So you're saying that there is a threat
to...
You're saying there is a threat to Assamese identity, but... But for so many years... But for so many years, Mr. Sharma, you've got these groups, you've got people living in the state of Assam. What if somebody has been living even before 24th March 1971, but does not have the right papers? What if somebody has been living here for the last 40 to 50 years? There is uncertainty for that person, no matter which community he might be in. He might be from.
No. Parikshit have little sympathy for us also. How much Assam can absorb? Assam has a limited land. Assam has a limited aging. Assam has a limited option. We have a limited job. How much we have to suffer? So help us. Take these people distributed across the country. We are not against anyone. We have detected. Now let people of India advise us what we should do with these people.
All right. So you're saying that...
for us.
Yeah. So you're saying that you don't want these people who are not citizens, who cannot prove their citizenship. You don't want them to have voting rights or any say in the way the state runs or the country runs, essentially.
No, I am not saying anything. I am just saying that under the supervision of Honorable Supreme Court, we have detected people, process is on. Finally, some numbers will come. We don't want to deprive anyone. Let the process take place. After a strict judicial process, some number will come out. Then people of India decide what we should do.
Okay.
We are not saying that they should not have voting rights, they should be put in the detention camp. That is what you are saying. That is not I am saying. What we want, let people of India decide what we should do with these people if they continue to keep on coming, numbers stack up, and we are becoming minority, that what should we do?
Thank you, Himanta Biswa Sharma. To take this discussion forward, we are joined by Manish Tiwari of the Congress Party, former Union Minister and former Member of Parliament, Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP. We've got Rajya Sabha MP from the TMC, Sukhendu Shekhar Roy, and President of the Swaraj Abhiyan, Yogendra Yadav. Manish Tiwari, first question to you. We've got Himanta Biswa Sharma, the Finance Minister of Assam, saying that Detention, deportation is not an option right now, but remember and spare a thought for the Assamese people who will soon become a minority. How do you respond to that, sir? And does this allay concerns of the Congress party?
Well, Parikshit, the Assam government has ended up creating a right royal mess, and the government of India is equally complicit in this mess. What they have ended up doing is going to have serious implications for our relationship with Bangladesh. It's going to have serious implications all over the Northeast, because essentially what you've done through this exercise is that you've rendered these 40 lakh people as effectively stateless persons. You see, under the Foreigners Act, the onus is on the government to actually prove that a particular person is not an Indian citizen, but is a foreigner, and there is a certain process which is enunciated under that act. So therefore, you've subverted the Foreigners Act, you know, by going through with this exercise, and now you have 40 lakh people who are essentially stateless persons. Let's presume that when this exercise gets completed, this number comes down to 30 lakhs or 20 lakhs or whatever it is. But still, you know, that is a huge number of people. You've created a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. And number two, you know, he was referring to the Assam Accord. He's correct that the Assam Accord was signed between the ASU and late Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. But a lot of water has flown down the Brahmaputra between 1985 and 2018. What about a child who was born
let me get in Sukhendu Shekhar Roy.
1985 in Assam? Today he is 33 years old. And so therefore, are you going to
Mr.
say
Manish Tiwari, I'd get in Sukhendu Shekhar Roy.
Say that somebody who was born in Assam is suddenly rendered stateless?
Yeah, that is the
Mr. Gopal Agarwal, would you like to respond to that?
The BJP government in Assam.
Yeah, I am done.
Sukhendu Shekhar Roy. Our question, Mr. Sukhendu Shekhar Roy, is the fact that today in Parliament, your party said this is divide and rule. This is an attempt to evict people of a certain community, people who are not going to be voting for the BJP. On what basis are you saying this?
It is a clear violation of human rights, clear violation of the UN resolution of 1985 on refugee and matters related to immigrants. It is a violation of the Article 10 and 11 of the Constitution. It is a violation of the Supreme Court order dated 5th of December 2017, and I may quote only one line, where the Supreme Court said, and I quote, citizens who are originally inhabitants, residents of the state of Assam, and those who are not, are at par for inclusion in the NRC. This order of Supreme Court has been violated. They have registered people indiscriminately. Discrimination has been made intentionally on parochial bias, on the basis of sectarian views, and a particular group of linguistic minority and religious minority, they are being eliminated. This is why we are protesting. And the issue of citizenship cannot be distinguished on the basis of Assamese, Bengalis, Gujarati, Bihari, UP. No. It should be based on Indians and non-Indians. And if people have come over the decades, what the state government and administration were doing, what the Assam border police were doing. Now, I am giving you only last example. Last example, that on 31st of December 2017, the figures published by the government of Assam, more than 2.4 lakh people had been identified as D voters, means doubtful voters. And from December 2017, by July 2018, the 2.4 lakh people, this figure rose to 40 lakh. How could it be? So this is a evil design intentionally done by the BJP government of Assam to eliminate the
let me get in the BJP view on this. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, here you have Manish Tiwari saying that you've completely made a royal mess. You've got Sukhendu Shekhar Roy of the TMC saying this is an evil design to divide and rule, evict people who are not going to be voting for you. How are you going to respond? You've got a political crisis now. Congress wants an all-party meeting. Will you now get the opposition board? Will you have an all-party meeting to address all these concerns? And very simply,
the issue is that
how will you justify this exercise?
Questions are being raised out of every
about the
wrong
manner,
thing,
about the modality that has been used to identify people.
No, there is no finalization of the list. The Home Minister has categorically said that this is just an interim process list, and those those people who do not find their name in this list, because there was a process, and this whole process is being done under the supervision of the Supreme Court. So you have to believe the institutions. Congress is now doing virtue of every wrong thing that they have done. If they say that this is wrong, then why did they have an accord in 1985 with ASU? It was they made the law but not implemented. Everywhere you see that there is a laxity. Will this country be ruled by the rule of the law or by the whims and fancy of the person who is at the helm of the political affairs? What is this? They have there was an accord.
Okay.
They had signed an accord with the ASU. Under it, the whole process was established. All this centers for identifying, etc., was established by the UPA government.
Yogendra Yadav, the BJP is saying we've strictly gone by the Assam Accord of 1985, which was signed under the leadership of Rajiv Gandhi, which says anybody who came into the country post 24th March 1971, who cannot prove his citizenship, who cannot show his name in the electoral rolls, will be detained and deported. So they're saying we've gone by the Assam Accord. We've not taken a call on what we'll do with the people who are not in the list. But do you feel that this exercise is faulty?
Sadly, we are dealing with a very sensitive issue. And unfortunately, both the sides are not telling the truth. I've been saying for quite some time that the NRC is a volcano waiting to erupt. It hasn't erupted today. It's just that the nation has noticed that a volcano exists, and it could erupt in the next few months. This is a very sensitive situation. It is a messy situation, yes. But let me remind Mr. Manish Tiwari that Congress has actually contributed enormously to this mess. The ethnic situation that we have today, by delaying a confrontation with the real issue, the fact is that Assamese already are in a minority in the state of Assam. Immigration is a very serious issue, and for decades it was postponed. Now it has been enforced, not by the BJP government, but by the Supreme Court. The exercise is being supervised by the Supreme Court. So the problem does not lie in the fact of NRC being done. The real problem is the manner in which it is being executed on the ground. There are very serious and credible reports of discrimination against Bengali Muslims. No one is talking the real name, but that is the real issue here. Bengali Muslims of Assam who have been born in Assam, who have lived in Assam all their life, they now feel they have come up with credible evidence to show that they have been discriminated against. And 40 lakh is a very, very large number to deal with. And that is what needs to be addressed.
Mr. Yogendra
Yadav, the government of Assam is...
You raised this point, that Congress is also responsible for this mess in a very big way. I'm going to come to the solution later, but I want to get a response from Mr. Manish Tiwari. Mr. Manish Tiwari, 1985 was when the Assam Accord was finalized. Since then, we've seen successive Congress governments. We've seen a BJP government as well. But this issue was never sorted out. It was eventually on the orders of the Supreme Court in 2013, again incidentally during the UPS tenure, when this exercise began.
Parikshit, there are certain ground situations which cannot be subject to judicial determination. And let me give you a clear example. For example, the water dispute between Punjab and Haryana. In 2005, there was some precipitate action which was taken by the then Congress government, which would have had implications, but the Manmohan Singh government, the UPA government, handled it with sagacity. There was a presidential reference which was made to the Supreme Court. That issue is playing itself out in the courts as we speak. There are other similar problems, which have a political dimension, which necessarily do not lend themselves, to a complete judicial determination. And if you go back to the Assam Accord, there was a certain time frame which was stipulated in the Assam Accord, and for reasons because the ground situation was not conducive, it was not implemented over all these years, and very wisely so. And the larger question is, we froth at the mouth when Indians are detained on the Mexico border, when they're illegally trying to cross over into the United States of America. But here you want to expel 40 lakh people who nobody will be prepared to take. So immigration has been a global issue.
When was the situation conducive?
We
have seen tension over this issue. Well, we have seen ethnic tensions in Assam earlier as well. This has been going on. The atmosphere would never be conducive, but a solution had to be found.
Parikshit, can I say?
Going forward, what are you going to do? Let us suppose, no, what are you going to do? So therefore, let's suppose you have 40 lakhs or 30 lakhs stateless people. Bangladesh is not going to take them back. Their home and hearth is in Assam. This is very easy to say that uproot people and distribute them around the country. They are not going to go because they are people who've been there for generations, who've been there for decades. So therefore you cannot just take an academic or a juridical view of it. There is a ground situation, and I'm afraid you are going to get into a mess which you will not be able to comprehend, much less control.
Okay, let's get in a comment now. All right, Mr. Sukhendu Shekhar Roy, what is the solution?
Yeah.
On one hand, there is politics. Mamata Banerjee is saying we'll lead a delegation to West Bengal. But what is the solution that TMC has to offer out of all this?
According to us, the only solution is that since there is large-scale violation of human rights, it cannot be done in this way. We want the intervention of the United Nations Human Rights Body to supervise the NRC, because in the name of doing away with the foreigners, they will open concentration camp like Hitler's Nazi government.
Parikshit.
And the way the Monish ji has rightly said, these 40 lakh stateless people, where they will go, who will take them? No state, no neighboring state, or any province of this country
Gopal Shekhar,
will be in a position
what is
to
the
take
solution?
them.
There is a grim picture being painted by the Congress and TMC. Gopal Krishna Agarwal.
No, I tell you.
So what is the solution that the BJP has to offer?
No, I tell you that if the human rights violation, anybody should worry, it is the TMC in West Bengal that has to worry in their state. Leave Assam to us. Our state government is there, and the center, we will handle it. Second thing is that the Congress is jumping the gun on the issue. We have said that this is just a process of identification, who are the citizens of India and who are not. And that base is 1971, 24th March 1971. Balance, if the process is not yet complete, if some people are who are citizens of India still are not in the name of their name is not in the register, the process is still open at every level.
Okay, Yogendra Yadav.
There are two, three steps where they
Gopal
can
Agarwal,
go to
I'll
the
take
process.
one quick comment
No,
from
thing is
Yogendra Yadav before we wrap.
The issue is,
Yogendra Yadav,
whenever you talk of
Yogendra
the
Yadav,
problem,
what can be the solution? What can be the way out? Right now, the BJP is saying we're not talking about detention, we're not talking about deportation, but they're silent on the status of these people who would be out of the register.
Yes,
what is the solution way out?
Such an innocuous process as is being talked about. It is, after all, a matter of life and death for millions of people who are very insecure right now. Their futures are insecure. The way forward is not postpone these matters, not put a blanket on it, but correctly address the specific issue. The real issue is very serious complaints by Muslim minority that the entire NRC process has been done bypassing their concerns. Specifically, there is the issue of the certificates issued by Panchayat, which is the only certificate a large number of married Muslim women have to prove their citizenship. That should be allowed. Specific issues of discrimination against Muslims in general and Bengali Muslims in particular should be addressed. Which to me is the way forward in any case, and there should be a national consensus. Deportation is not on. That's simply not possible. It's physically not possible. And it should be made clear to people that we are looking at no more than a denial of political rights for a limited period, and they would be allowed to have work permit of some sort. There should be an assurance before this event takes a very serious turn.
Okay, Mr. Yadav, we'd like to thank all our guests, but I guess it's important for the government, and this is the big takeaway from this debate, that it's important for the government to reach out to all communities in Assam, reach out to all parliamentarians, and make sure that a final decision is in the interest of all, because deportation is not an option, detention is not an option according to the BJP, but the party is also silent on what will be the future for these 40 lakh people, whatever number is finally arrived at. And that is not a comfortable situation either. We'd like to thank all our guests, Yogendra Yadav for joining us, Sukendu Shekhar Roy, Gopal Agarwal of the BJP, and Manish Tiwari of the Congress Party. Thank you very much for joining us on Political Exchange.